Hi, it's Dr. Steve from Misericordia University, and welcome to Part 2 of Tools to Promote Interactive, Engaging Activities that can support and also help assess students. In this presentation, let's start by taking a look at some creative alternatives to traditional writing assignments in the classroom. Then let's survey some online classroom games, including a site where you could create your own online game. And then let's take a look at 3 valuable teaching tool collections. And finally, let's round out by looking at a site where you could locate content apps and reviews of these apps. All teachers would like to inspire our students to write more. By using technological tools, we can go beyond the old-fashioned paper and pencil and inspire our students. The website readwritethink.org contains a number of wonderful applications that can support reading and writing for our students. Here are 2 such tools. Instead of asking students to just write a report on something, you could ask students to generate trading cards like baseball cards or Pokemon cards that they may be familiar with. They could generate cards that deal with authors, scientists, or even historical figures, or even characters in a story. You could also ask students to develop postcards to describe different either geographical locations or settings in a novel or a story. Given the option, some students would be more motivated to write if they could create a comic strip in which they both wrote and illustrated their work. This tool, called Comic Creator at readwritethink.org, can make it easy for students to do that. Imagine how much more you would enjoy writing today if a teacher had led you to become an author. You can do that for your students at a site called storyjumper.com. At this site, you can inspire your students to write by asking them to actually write a book. And then parents can buy a copy of the book. And the options are from something that's very low cost to an actual hardcover book. Let's now take a look at classroom games. Whether based on game shows, board games, card games, or various sports, everybody loves a good game. The use of academic games in the classroom has been shown by some researchers to really significantly increase student achievement, as much as 20 percentile points. Another benefit of games, besides motivational benefits, is that many of the games students already understand, so it's very easy to implement them in your classroom. We all know that one of the most popular review type games is a Jeopardy-like game. I'm always on the search for the best Jeopardy game and the easiest one for teachers to create and use in the classroom. Right now, this is my favorite. It's called JeopardyLabs.com. What's nice is it is free to use. As with most online gaming, educational gaming platforms, you can create your own game, or you can also browse through existing games created already by other teachers. It is free to use, but the pro version is only $20 as of the broadcasting of this podcast, this video, but it's only $20 for a lifetime membership. So here I am on JeopardyLabs.com. I've selected a literature topic this time. I'm going to look at Beowulf, I'm going to choose 2 teams, and I'm going to start. And right now I'm looking at a pre-made game. So I'm going to take Beowulf for 100 Alex. So here I have the answer, and now the students, again, it's a review game for the whole class. I can see up top it's for 100 points. If I hit the space bar, as indicates up top, I'm then able to reveal the correct question, which is the answer. So there it is, and then I can go to the bottom and I can score whatever team is appropriate here. And I can hit escape. Notice that it now takes away the tile that is no longer appropriate, and then we can try again, and again hit the space bar, and we can increment the team here. Notice that the increment will be appropriate, like in this case it was 200 points, as opposed to the first one was 100. It automatically puts that here for us. A nice Jeopardy type game. There are a number of sites that give us access to PowerPoint-based review games. The nice thing with these sites is they will provide you with a template. It's PowerPoint. Everyone knows how to use the PowerPoint tool, and then you can simply download it and adapt it for your use. And these are based typically on game shows. So the site I'm providing here is from lifewire.com, and they have access to templates such as Jeopardy, but Family Feud, Wheel of Fortune, Deal or No Deal, The Price is Right, which is a very popular game show on right now, Drew Carey, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. They even have Cash Cab on there. As many classrooms are online, either having several computers in the classroom for student use or one-to-one education, which simply means every student has some type of mobile device available to them to use during class time. Considering that, here's a game available at superteachertools.com. It's called Rocket Review Game. Let's have a demo of how that works. So here I am, my rocket is loaded up. I'm going to be rocket number 1, and it is a multiplayer game. So at this point, I'm the only person playing. So I'm going to go down here and make a response. So I'm going to say 2. I'm going to hit submit. I'm correct. Oh, my rocket goes up a little bit. So these are math questions, of course. I'm going to do a correct answer here and submit. Oh, my rocket goes up a little higher. Notice there was a little delay because it is an online game format. Oh, I got a third one right. And my rocket goes a little higher. Let me get an answer wrong and see what happens to my rocket. Oh, it went down a little bit. Again, this is a simple example at this point, but you can create your own game here using your own level of content. Really exciting game for students. Kahoot is a very popular multiple choice game, and a lot of teachers are familiar with it. You are probably familiar with it personally, and you might have even experienced its use with me in my classes. What I like about Kahoot is, number 1, it really is appropriate for all ages of student, from the youngest of students all the way through high school and beyond into college. Students, number 2, I like that students can log in using any device. Number 3, I like that the Kahoot game allows students to participate individually, or I've been experimenting lately in classes with the possibility of having teams use one device. And the nice thing with the team aspect is that it allows the classroom to pause for a moment or two after the question has been posed to provide time for the team to discuss the possible response. And anybody who's used this game knows that it tracks scoring, it creates this competitive gaming atmosphere that's fun, it's It's a non-stressful environment, just a fun gaming environment. Another thing that Kahoot allows you to do as a teacher is to send a Kahoot to individual students, and that allows them to keep taking the Kahoot game and keep repeating it until they get all the questions right. So in that way, it supports mastery learning. So they'll keep playing until they get everything correct. So very good game, and not only can you use this as a review game, but you can also use it to teach. So if you were to ask a question and then pause after the question, after we show the results to everyone, we can then hold a discussion as to why these answers are correct or incorrect. So very positive teaching tool as well as review game. Here is another game available at superteachertools.com. And this one is a straight up game that will be very familiar to students of all ages and teachers. It's matching, and they call their game Speed Match. Again, as with most sites, you're able to choose things that are already created, already existing games in different grade levels and in different content areas. And you can, of course, also create your own, which is really nice. So here you can see all you have to do is select any of the words on the top and drag them down below. Now on this screen, I'm not showing the full range of possible responses. A site called academics.com provides a lot of free skill practicing and skill building games on their site. They're award-winning games. Unfortunately for secondary ed people, most of the games are from grades 1 through 6, maybe grades 1 through 7. But again, because we're able to teach in the middle level, some of these games may be ideal for you. So let's check out one of the games available for middle level, and in this case for history, for geography, on academics.com. Again, a number of the games are for younger grades, but some of these games go a little bit higher into 6th or 7th grade possibly. So let's check out Country Toad. I'm just going to select the name that they give me, and they're saying that I can click around to jump to a country. And let me click to play. Athens. Oh, I know the first one. Greece. So I'm going to jump to there. Moscow. Cilia. I'm hoping it's Brazil. Yes, I'm right. Paris. I'll get one wrong here. Oop, and I fell into the water. So what a nice way for your students to practice their geography skills. Some sites allow you to create your own games online. This next tool, called wisc-online.com, finally, here's a site that will allow and be conducive as a platform to secondary ed teachers developing games. Look at all the different game types that are available, listed below here on the screen. Some very traditional ones, and from our last online class, we're talking about things that are games that are fun for students, like baseball and things of this nature, including traditional games like tic-tac-toe and hangman. They've got those games on here, plus a whole lot more. So let's have a demo of how this site works. Let's check out this website called wisc-online.com. While many online gaming platforms are really designed for younger pupils, this site is ideal for any age, all the way up through college and grad school. So let's take a look at it. So here I'm on the site. I'm going to click into games, and I can build from here. Or right now I'm going to just say play games. And notice all the different types of game types that are available here. You can also search by existing games that have been created in all of these different categories, and the latest games, the newest, and so on. Baseball, some new types like Beekeeper. There's traditional things like Jeopardy and matching and sequencing and different types of things, tic-tac-toe. I'm going to click into baseball. And I'm going to start just by looking at an existing game. I'm going to look at Civil War baseball. So I've not created this, I'm just logging on to one that's already existing. So there's sound effects going on here. I'm going to turn up the volume a little bit so we could hear it better. Okay, let me take the first question here. Okay, Jefferson Davis believed that the was turning point of the Civil War. I'm going to say Stonewall Jackson. Oh, I'm wrong. Let me click to get the next question. Military procession following the Civil War. Oh, I've got 2 out. Which senator had sons fighting on both sides? Hey, I got 1 right. Now, how great is this for being able to create games that will interest your students? Most classrooms contain, if they're not one-to-one education, meaning that everyone in class has some type of mobile device or computer available to them, most classes have at least 3 or 4 computers. So one way or another, you can use tools like this. You could play this in teams. You could also have individual students reviewing and practicing their content knowledge by using games such as this. Now, let me briefly introduce you to 3 teaching tool collections and also 1 web tool that will allow you to locate effective apps for educational purposes. Super Teacher Tools is a great site that contains several games like Jeopardy, Rocket Review, we already saw something about that, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and Speed Match. They've got a number of classroom tools, including a random name generator for calling on students, a group generator, and a seating chart maker. They also have a number of gadgets that are helpful when you're teaching, like classroom timers, a dice simulator, and a customizable big wheel style spinner. One of my favorite sites is forteachers.org. This is a funded site that provides free tools to teachers and to students, and there are a whole lot of tools to explore here. They provide tools that are teaching tools and resources such as the Teacher Tackle Box and PBL checklists. They provide tools to help organize the classroom, such as Classroom Architect and CASA Notes. CASA Notes is a tool in which you can send homework home with your students. Tools to support assessment like Rubistar and QuizStar, and also tools to help students such as PersuadeStar, NoteStar, and ThinkTank, all tools that support the writing process. And the Teacher's Corner, this is a great site to help a teacher in preparing some traditional types of activities used in the classroom. For example, easily create crosswords and word scrambles, or choose from a host of other tools to also easily create some great activities to support your class. The Teacher's Corner also provides a whole bunch of other supports for teachers, such as bulletin board ideas and various downloads. It's another great site to check out. If you're inspired to incorporate more technology and more apps into your classroom, how can you find good ones? Here's a very good site. It's called Common Sense Education, And among other things that they provide ratings and reviews of educational apps, games, and websites. I'm going to compare it to TripAdvisor and say it's kind of like the TripAdvisor of educational content apps. Let's take a look at how this works. I have opened up commonsense.org/education. Now notice they offer a lot of different resources here. I'm going to click into EdTech Reviews. I can look at the top picks, or in this case I'm going to go right to EdTech Reviews under Find a Tool. I'm going to start by typing in the subject area. I'm going to say spelling. And then I can refine it by going on the left-hand side. I can say 5th grade, for example. I can select subject, and I can try price, and I can specify all these different types of things as I hone in on the type of app that I want to find. Now it has found 94 tools in this case. Now notice how they have this listed. So there's information about the app itself. They'll have information about privacy and platforms. They'll have their own organization rating these tools, and also any teachers who log on and would like to rate these tools as well. Finally, I can click in and I can learn much more about the tool, including screenshots, pros and cons, and other good helpful information, including some reviews. So this is a great way to locate effective apps without having to go and screen them all individually yourself. To wrap up today's class, and to further process the information that we considered, let's hold an online discussion. We just surveyed a bunch of technology tools that have potential to support both teachers and students in the classroom. In the discussion, name 1 or 2 technologies that we looked at that you might consider using in your classroom. What is the potential benefit of these technologies? And or how or why might you use this tool in teaching? I hope you enjoyed today's class, and I look forward to seeing you at our next class.